We often feel unseen and unheard. Our opinions, no matter how valuable or insightful, seem to be as ephemeral as the morning fog. Sometimes it seems you need to have some influence over others to even have your input considered. But even those in influential positions don't often feel seen. They are deeply suffering. They too have feelings of unworthiness, just as you may. We see pictures of friends and families smiling and having adventurous excursions, lavish gifts, and expensive treats and spa treatments may don these photographs. But so many of our dear friends and family often feel truly unseen despite the smiles and luxurious clothing, expensive perfumes, cars, and locations. They are deeply suffering. Perhaps you're feeling that way too. So, how may we begin to truly see others? We begin by knowing ourselves. We begin by understanding that we are suffering. When we come to understand that we are suffering, we realize that others are suffering as well. When we get upset about any need not being met, that feeling of being upset is suffering. We may express this suffering as yelling at others, crying, shopping, separating ourselves from others, eating comfort food, or perhaps turning to alcohol or any other go-to expression. We are seeking an escape from our suffering. When others get upset about any need not being met, that feeling of being upset is suffering. They may express this suffering as yelling at others, crying, shopping, separating themselves from others, eating those comfort foods, turning towards alcohol, or any other of those go-to expressions that you may utilize. They too are seeking an escape from their suffering. When we look past the exterior that others display, the anger, the clothing, the cars, the bragging stories they tell, the overjoyous laughing, we know that there is more. There is a need that is not being met. Suffering doesn't express itself with an overt sign or brightly colored hat that says, "I am suffering." One doesn't wear a suit with thorns or made of itchy burlap to state, "I am suffering." So how may we help them relieve their suffering? As we recognize the signs in us, we may begin to truly help others as well as ourselves. We begin to listen to ourselves. This is how suffering feels in this situation, allowing us to listen to others. When we listen without judgment, this is good or this is bad, we bring awareness to what is deeply affecting the one we are listening to. We see them without the flashiness, or angry outbursts, or intoxicated conditions. That is how we begin to truly see someone. Trying to help someone who is suffering without realizing that we too are suffering, as noble as a gesture it may be, does not provide an effective remedy. In fact, it is akin to two people walking blindly, blindfolded, down a path in the night. Both stumble, becoming disorientated, and exasperating the suffering of both. This is when we turn to the Four Noble Truths. Suffering exists. The cause of suffering is attachment. There is a path to end suffering, and that path is the Noble Eightfold Path. Right speech and right mindfulness and right action are 3 steps along this Noble Eightfold Path that will ease the suffering, allowing you to truly see someone. And that someone is a loving being, a caring person, just like you. We know that they are valuable, just like you are valuable. We know that their opinion is important, just like your opinion is important. And we know that they are a gift, just like you are a gift, deserving of being seen.